So today we are going to discuss about GPRS and what are the characteristics of GPRS, and then what are the features of GPRS and why we need GPRS, and finally the architecture of GPRS. Okay. So GPRS stands for General Packet Radio Service. So that is the full form of GPRS, General Packet Radio Service. So this GPRS was established by European Telecommunication Standards Institute, ETSI, and now it is maintained by the Third Generation Partnership Project, 3GPP. Okay. So this GPRS is basically an extended usage of GSM technology. Okay. So it is because it is an extended version of GSM technology. So it can use all the features of GSM, and also it has some extended features. Okay. So we already told it is packet radio service. Okay. So it enhances. So because it is packet radio service, it enhances the data rate transfer. Okay. So before going to GPRS, I will explain two types of switching mechanisms. That is circuit switching and packet switching. Okay. I think you already know what is circuit switching and packet switching. So in GSM technology, this circuit switching is used, and in GPRS, packet switching is used. So the circuit switching is specifically for the voice communication, and it is not ideal for data transmission. Okay, so that is why we are going to another type of switching and another type of technology. So in GSM, we are using circuit switching, and this circuit switching is specifically for voice communication. So it is not suitable for the data transmission. Okay. So what is circuit switching is, in circuit switching, a dedicated channel must be assigned between this sender and the receiver. So a channel, dedicated channel is assigned between sender and receiver before they are establishing the connection. Okay. So a channel is dedicated before establishing the connection between the sender and the receiver. So in packet switching, it does not require the use of a dedicated channel. Okay. So packet-based networks break down a set of messages into a smaller data packets. So a message stream is divided or break down into smaller data packets, which then look for the most efficient channel available. So there is no dedicated channel allocated for the transmission from the sender to receiver. So it is looking for the most efficient channel. So some of from the whole the available channels, it is looking for the most efficient channel available, and through that channel, this small data packets will transfer from sender to the receiver. Then at the receiver, it will decode the data. Okay. So in circuit switching, a channel is dedicated for the data transmission or the before the connection itself. So while it is not sending any data, that channel will be remain ideal. Okay, there is no use of that channel because that channel is dedicated for that particular user or the sender. So it is ideal between the time of data transmission. So data are transmitted in spurts. So it is while it is not sending the data, it is remain idle in between this transmission spurts. So that is a wastage of bandwidth. So in circuit switching, since the channel is remaining ideal at the time of not sending the data, that will be the that will cause the wastage of bandwidth. So we can improve the efficiency or spectrum efficiency, or we can effectively utilize the bandwidth while using the packet switching mechanism. So in GPRS, we are using this packet switching mechanism. So then it is the evolution 2.5G step towards the internet access. You know, the GSM system is the second generation architecture, second generation system, and this GPRS is the extended version of this GSM, and it is considered as the 2.5G or 2.5 evolution of the communication system. So this GPRS technology was established to provide higher data rate compared to GSM by using switching mechanism. Yes.
Basic version ko kera pattilla.
Wait a minute. Karam, try ചെയ്യാൻ പറ. കയറാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ലേ? ഒരു പിന്നെ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്തിട്ടെന്നാ? So this GPRS is packet switched continuous wireless internet service, and it offers data rate up to 172 kbps. Okay. So another characteristic is always on characteristics is the key advantage of GPRS user, which does not require to set up connection prior to data transfer. So it is a always on mechanism. So for the new GPRS radio channels, the GSM system can assign between 1 to 8 dynamic time slots within a TDMA frame. Okay. So here also it is using the TDMA technology. In GSM, we are using TDMA. And here also it is using the TDMA. In TDMA, the data is transferred in frame structure, TDMA frame structure, you already studied. So in GPRS, the it can assign 1 to 8 dynamic time slot within this TDMA frame. Okay. So at least one time slot is reserved by operator to provide the quality of service and guaranteed minimum data transfer rate. So it is allocating 1 to 8 dynamic time slots. So it can use at least one time slot during the data transmission, and according to the number of time slots, the data rate will increase. The data transfer rate will increase. If it is using the 8 time slot, it will the data transfer rate will increase, more increase. Then if it is using one time slot, it will be less, like that. So in GPRS, data transfer rate also depends on mobile stations, as capacity of all mobile stations are different. Okay. So mobile station means the mobile equipment we are using. So this GPRS data transfer rate also depends on the mobile station or the mobile equipment we are using. According to the capacity of the mobile equipment we are using, the GPRS data transfer rate also vary. So these are the different time slots when using the different time slots. So in GPRS, there are mainly using 4 standards. We are using CS1, CS2, CS3 and CS4. 4 different standards are using, and it can use 8 time slots. Can use 1 time slot alone, or it can use the 8 time slots together. Okay. By this, it can improve the data transmission rate. So if it is using the coding standard CS1, and if it is using 1 time slot, then the data transmission rate will be 9.05 kbps. Okay. Then if it is using this coding standard CS1 and using 2 time slots, then the data transfer rate will be 18.2. Like that, if it is using coding standard 1 and using all the 8 time slots, the data transfer rate will be 72.4. Okay. So for CS2 coding standard, again the data rate will increase like that. And if it is using CS4 coding standard, and if it is using all the 8 slots, then the data rate will be 1.2 kbps. So we are telling that the data transfer rate of GPRS is approximately 172. So it can achieve up to 172 kbps. Okay. If it is using all the time slot, available time slots in the TDMA frame, and if it is using the CS4 coding standard, then it can achieve the maximum data transfer rate. Okay. Then next is the characteristics of GPRS. Okay. So the main characteristics are packet switching operation, always on connectivity, speed, application support, CAPEX and OPEX, quality of service and security. Okay. We already told what is packet switching operation. In packet switching, a dedicated channel is not assigned permanently to the user, and it is selecting the more efficient channel or most efficient channel from the available channel sets when sending the data packets. Okay, so that is packet switching operation. So by packet switching operation, it can improve the spectral efficiency. Then next is always on connectivity. So when using the circuit switcher technique, it is based on the how much time a circuit is used. It is based on, so the charges will be according to the how much time the circuit will be used. But in packet switcher mechanism or packet switcher technology, the charges are calculated for the amount of data carried. Okay, so if we using the circuit switcher technology or GSM technology, charges will be applicable based on the time. Time means when the circuit switcher or the circuit is on, for that whole time the charges will be calculated. But in packet switcher mechanism, for the amount of data carried, the charges will be calculated. So it is not depends on the time. So if it is on for the whole time, the charges won't calculated. And if there is a data transfer or what amount of data is carried, then according to that only the charges will be calculated. So for a GPRS system, it can be possible to on for all the time. So it is known as always on connectivity. Okay. Then next is speed. We already told it can, speed means the data transfer rate. So it can achieve the data transfer rate up to 172 kbps by using the different coding standard and by using the 8 time slot. Then next. Then next one is application support. Okay. So application support means the GPRS system will support all the mobile and the PDA, personal digital assistant applications. So GPRS technology will support all the mobile and PDA applications. ആരുടെ മൈക്കോടെ
നിങ്ങളെ മൊബൈലുണ്ടോ മാമയ്ക്കൊന്ന് വിളിക്ക്. മാമ അങ്ങോട്ട് വിളിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ അത് കോൾ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ക്ലാസ് കട്ടാവും.
വിഷ്ണുരാജിന്റെ okay. So the next characteristic is capex and opex characteristics. Okay. So capex means the capital expenditure and opex means operational expenditure. So capital expenditure is the expenditure for installing a GPRS system. Installing a system, that is for the cost for installing a system is known as the capital expenditure. So we already told GPRS is an extended version of GSM technology. So by using the existed GSM infrastructure, we can implement this GPRS technology. So this capex or the capital expenditure will be low at that case. Okay. So also OPEX means operational expenditure. So because we are using the already working or already well maintained GSM system, the operational expenditure of the GPRS system also will be less. Okay. Then next characteristics is quality of service. So this GPRS system have a high error tolerance and also it has a good error detection and error correction capabilities. So of course the quality of service of the GPRS system will be high. Okay. Then last one is security. So this GPRS system will provide a higher priority to the authentication and confidentiality of data and also for the access control. So it will have a more security when considered compared to the GSM technology. So these are the main characteristics of GPRS. Okay. Then next is GPRS architecture. Then what are the components in GPRS architecture? And then MS, that is mobile station, BSS, base station subsystem. This base station subsystem consists of BTS and BSC, base transceiver station and base station controller. Then so MS and BSS are there in the GSM system architecture also. And a new components are GGSN, Gateway GPRS Support Node, SGSN, Serving GPRS Support Node, MSC Mobile Switching Center, HLR. It is also known as GR. That means HLR is Home Location Register. It is also known as the GR, that is GPS Register. And VLR, Visitor Location Register, ER, Equipment Identity Register, and interfaces. So the new components in GPRS architectures are GGSN and SGSN. Okay. So we will see the architecture. So this is the system architecture of GPRS technology. So here mobile station is here, mobile equipment that is connected to the BSS means base transceiver station, BTS, and also BSC. So BSS consists of these two. Then in GSM, as you know, it is connected to the MSC, mobile switching center. So this is the main part of the GSM technology. MSC is the heart of the GSM system architecture, and here also MSC is here. So this MSC is connected to MSC via BSS. That is, MSC is communicated to or send the signal to the BTS, and BTS is communicated to BSC, and then it is communicated to the MSC. Okay. Then here SGSN. So SGSN is serving GPRS support node is there. So BSS is also connected to the SGSN. Okay. Then it is connected to the GGSN. That is Gateway GPRS Support Node. And this MSC is also connected to the SGSN, and this VLR, Visitor Location Register, is connected to MSC, and other two registers, HLR and EIR, is connected to SGSN, and this Home Location Register is connected to GGSN also. Okay. So this is the system architecture of GPRS system. Okay, we will see it. So we already told it is extended version of the GSM technology. So we will see what are the alterations needed for establishing a GPRS system in the existing GSM system. So mobile station. So mobile station is a mobile equipment. Okay. So what the modification or upgradation needed is, new mobile station is required to access GPRS services. Okay. So the mobile equipment have the features which can support the GPRS services. These new terminals will be backward compatible with the GSM for voice calls. So this new mobile station or mobile equipment will be backward compatible with the GSM for voice calls, because we are establishing the GPRS system in the existing GSM system. The voice data transfer, the voice calls are handled by the existing GSM system, and data transfer is handled by the newly installed or newly upgraded GPRS system. Okay, so the new mobile station should be backward compatible with the GSM voice calls. Then BTS, base transceiver station. So in base transceiver station, a software upgradation is needed with the existing GSM system. So in GSM and GPRS system, we are using the same modulation technology for the data transmission. Okay, so there is no need of hardware upgradation, only software upgradation is needed. If the modulation system is different, then surely there will be a need of hardware upgradation. But in GSM and GPRS, we are using the same modulation technology. Okay, here we are in GSM and GPRS, we are using the modulation technology which is called GMSK, that is Gaussian minimum shift keying modulation technology we are using. Then next one is BSC. So the base station controller requires a software upgradation and the installation of new hardware called the packet control unit, PCU. Okay, so in the architecture, you can see this BSS. BSS means the first part is base transceiver station BTS, and second one is BSC. So this BSC is connected to the SGSN. It's a new component introduced in the GPRS system. So in order to communicate between BSC and this SGSN, there will be a hardware called PCU, Packet Control Unit. it should have to install in the BSC, base station controller. Okay. So the PCU direct the data traffic to the GPRS network and can be separate hardware element associated with the BSC. So that is the function of the packet control unit. The PCU direct the data traffic to the GPRS network and can be a separate hardware element associated with the BSC. So in this BSC, the signal is first transmitted to BTS, then it is transmitted to the BSC. So BSC will divide the data into two parts, like the voice and data. So voice calls are handled by the existing GSM system. So MSC will control the voice, and this for the data transfer, it is connected to the SGSN. Okay, so in BSC, the data is divided into, the information is divided into two parts, voice and data. Then voice is handled by the existing GSM network, so it is connected to the MSC, and for data transfer, it is connected to SGSN. Okay, for that data transfer or for dividing the information into two parts, we are introducing a new hardware PCU in BSC. Then GPRS support nodes, GSNs, that is two nodes, SGSN and GGSN. Okay, so install in the GPRS technology, the deployment of GPRS requires the installation of new core network elements called SGSN and GGSN. Then databases, HLR, VLR, EIR, etc. So all the databases involved in the network will require software upgradation to handle the new call models and functions introduced by GPRS. So in MS, BTS and the databases, HLR, VLR, EIR, etc., there will require only the software upgradation. But in BSC, we should have to install the new hardware PCU, and also we have to introduce new GPRS support nodes. So these are the software and hardware upgradations needed for the GPRS system implementation. Then which part? GPRS mobile station. First part is GPRS mobile station MS. So we require new mobile stations that will support the GPRS features. Then a variety of MS can exist, including a high-speed version of current phones to support high-speed data access, and a new PDA device with an embedded GSM phone and PC cards for laptop computers. So it can, in GPRS, it is mainly for the data transfer. So in order to handle this data transfers, these changes will require at the mobile stations or the mobile equipments. So according to, if we are using mobile phone, we need a mobile phone with the which will support the GPRS feature, or it can access the internet and all. And if we are using the laptop that require PC cards, and if we are if we are using the GSM phone, there will be no new PDA device. PDA means that is personal digital assistant. So personal digital assistant device with an embedded GSM phone. So these are the upgradations in the mobile station. So these mobile stations are backward compatible for making voice calls using GSM, that we already discussed. Then next one is GPRS base station subsystem. So each BSC requires the installation of one or more packet control units, PCUs, and a software upgradation. Then the PCU provides a physical and logical data interface to the base station subsystem for packet data traffic. The BTS require a software upgradation, but typically does not require hardware enhancements. So in BTS, it does not require any hardware upgradation, only software upgradation is needed. When a request is originated at the subscriber mobile, it is transported over the air interface to the BTS. So the interface between the mobile station and BTS is the air interface, but because it is microwave signals, it is traveling as microwave waves, so it is air interface. And from the BTS to the BSC in the same way as a standard GSM call. So to the BTS to BSC, the interface is abyss interface. Through this abyss interface, the signal is transmitted from BTS to BSC as in the GSM architecture. Then at the output of the BSC, voice is sent to the mobile switching center for standard GSM and data is sent to SGSN via the PCU over a frame relay interface. Okay. So, from BSC to SGSN, the data is transferred through the frame relay interface, that is denoted as GB. GB is the interface used here. And from BSC to MSC, the voice signals are transferred via the standard GSM interface we are using, that is the A interface. A interface is used to communicate between BSC and MSC in the normal GSM system. So, from BSC to MSC, the voice is sent through the A interface and data is sent from BSC to SGSN via the PCU over a frame relay interface. So these are the interfaces used for communication here. Then next is GPR support nodes, GGSN mistake is there, GGSN and SGSN, that are the support nodes. So first one is GGSN. So it acts as an interface and a router to external network. So this GGSN is an interface and a router to the external network. So SGSN, this PDN is the public data network, that is external network. So it is GGSN will act as a interface or router between this SGSN and the external network. Then it contains routing information for GPRS mobiles, which is used to tunnel packets to the correct serving GPRS support node. And also the GGSN collect charging information connected to the use of the external data networks and can act as a packet filter for incoming traffic. So for the incoming traffic from the public network, it is act as a packet filter, and it also handles the charging information connected to the external data networks. Then the second one is SGSN. It is responsible for authentication of GPRS mobiles, registration of mobiles in the network, mobility management, and collecting information on charging for the use of the air interface. So these are the functions of the SGSN. The authentication of GPRS mobile, registration of mobiles in the network, mobility management, and collecting information on charging for the use of the air interface. So while we are considering the data transfer part, this SGSN will act as the main unit in the GPRS system. So it is while considering the network part, this SGSN is the heart of the GPRS system. Then last is we will see what are the features of GPRS. So the features of GPRS are short message service, SMS, which will contain up to 160 characters are permitted. And second is enhanced message service, EMS, that will support up to 760 characters for a single transaction. And multimedia messages, MMS services, allows multimedia contents like JPG, GIF, and short videos. And wireless application protocols, WAP, that is a communication protocol used for mobile browsers. So it is allowing the mobile browsers also. So these are the main features of GPRS. Okay. So we can conclude that GPRS is the extended version of GSM technology, and it will provide a higher data rate while comparing to the GSM technology. So that means it is providing up to 172 kbps data transfer rate, and it is having some software upgradations and some hardware upgradations while comparing to the existing GSM network. So mainly it will working on the packet switch mechanism, and thus it will increase the spectral efficiency, and it will support mainly it will support more efficient data transfer. Okay. So these are all about GPRS technology. Okay. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടോ? എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിച്ചോളാം. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാം. ജസ്റ്റ് എന്താണ് എഡ്ജ് കൂടി മാത്രമേ പറയുന്നുള്ളൂ. ബാക്കി കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം എഡ്ജ് സിസ്റ്റത്തിൽ സെയിം തന്നെയാണ്. സോ നൗ വി വിൽ സീ എഡ്ജ് സിസ്റ്റം, EDG. So EDGE stands for the Enhanced Data Rate for Global Evolution. Okay. So it is a high-speed mobile data standard. So this EDGE technology is mainly concentrating on the data transfer, and it will provide high-speed data transfer than which is higher, the data transfer rate which is higher than the GPRS. Okay, so it is all the system, all the workings are working principles are same as the GPRS, but some few changes will be there in the modulation technology used in the EDGE technology. Okay. So it is used to enable second generation global system for mobile communication, GSM, and time division multiple access TDMA networks to transmit data up to 384 kbps, and we can theoretically say that it is up to 474 kbps. Okay, so we can say it will give the data transfer rate 3 times greater than that of GPRS system. Okay. So it provides speed enhancements by changing the type of modulation used and making a better use of the carrier currently used. So in GSM and GPRS, I already told, in GSM and GPRS, the modulation technique used is same, that is GMSK, Gaussian minimum shift key. So in order to improve the data transfer rate, so in EDGE technology, the modulation technology which is used is changed. So it enable, so it is using the data modulation technology, phase shift keying. Here it is using 8 PSK modulation scheme. So in 8 PSK modulation scheme, the data rate will be higher while comparing to the GMSK modulation scheme. Okay, so GMSK is a low data rate modulation scheme, and 8 PSK is high data rate modulation scheme. So in this GMSK, only 1 bit per symbol is transmitting. Only 1 bit per symbol is transmitting. But in 8 PSK, I think you already studied about this. This 8 PSK, there will be 3 bits per symbol is transmitted. So by using 3 bits per symbol, the data rate will be increased. Okay, but while considering the spectral efficiency, this GMSK scheme is better while comparing to the 8 PSK scheme. So while considering spectral efficiency, this GPRS and GSM is good, but while considering the data transfer rate, this EDGE technology is better. Okay, so also for while considering the noise or the noise immunity, also this GPRS and GSM systems are good, because in GMSK it is using constant envelope mechanism. So GMSK is constant envelope modulation technology. So there will be the amplitude won't be changed. So the mainly the signal is affected in the amplitude level. So it is having the constant envelope. It is less affected by the noise. So this GMSK modulation scheme is less affected by the noise, but 8PSK is more affected by noise. But while considering the data transfer, we are concentrating on the data transfer rate. So we are preferring 8PSK in edge technology. So we can say that it is the 2.75 evolution of the mobile communication technology. So it is a technology that gives GSM networks the capacity to handle services for 2.75 G. Then users should experience average speeds of 80 kbps to 130 kbps. We theoretically say that we can say that 474 kbps is possible, but it will give an average speed of 80 kbps to 130 kbps. And also it is some changes in the modulation technology only. So it is these edge devices are backward compatible with the GPRS system. Then edge uses the same TDMA frame structure which is used in the GPRS. Then logic channel and 200 kilohertz carrier bandwidth as today's GSM networks. So it is using logic channels and 200 kilohertz carrier bandwidth as, in today's GSM networks. Then using edge, operators can handle triple subscribers than GPRS. That we already told the data rate will be almost 3 times the GPRS data rate. So it can handle the operators or it can handle triple subscribers than the GPRS system. So this is the architecture of the GPRS system. So architectures are same as it is a simplified architecture. It is also same as that of GPRS. Okay. So only the difference is it is using the modulation scheme 8PSK. That is the only difference. So you can say the architecture will be same as that of GPRS. So here in BTS, this is edge through. That means here the modulation technique will change. That is here the modulation technique will change here. So from BTS to in BTS, the modulation mechanism is happening. The modulation of the signal will happening. So from BTS, in the BTS, there is a hardware upgradation is needed. Both hardware and software upgrade. So we are telling that is the extended version of GSM only. So in GSM only we are upgrading it to the GPRS, and in GSM only we are upgrading it to the edge technology. So this BTS have the software upgradations and new hardware installations for the soft modulation, 8PSK modulation. So that is edge through, it is written as edge through here. And in BSc, we already told we require a new hardware installation PCU, that is the control unit. But it is splitting the data into voice signals and the data signals. So the voice is connected, going to the MSC, and the data is going to SGSN, and PCU will split the data into 2 parts. So all the system architecture is similar to GPRS only. Okay. So this is the features of or the services provided by the edge technology. So it will support voice, SMS, internet access, MMS, and also it will support the streaming. Okay. So this is the enhanced feature of edge technology while comparing to the streaming is the enhanced feature when comparing to the GPRS. So this is all about the edge technology. So if this edge and GPRS is only the extended version of GSM, and edge technology is differentiated from the GPRS only in the modulation technology used.